I know, you're already laughing at me. Is this kid really trying to say that Beat Saber, the game about slicing through multicolored blocks with lightsabers in time with music, made them cry? The game famous for good music, fun gameplay, and nothing resembling a story? The VR game where you play as Darth Vader at the Jukebox? Yeah, I am. The Living Tombstone sang about how they wanted to be a machine, and it broke. Let's go. In March of 2022, Beat Saber's 5th OST dropped, and in addition to a bunch of other kick-ass songs, it included the song I Wanna Be a Machine. The song opens with a high-pitched robotic-sounding voice singing, I want to be a machine. Seconds later, they sing there's something wrong with them, that they want to change their CPU, their brain, because they're scared they'll be the same to us as any other creator. And if they don't do something soon, it'll be back to square one. No subs, no followers, no fame. Just them and a cheap microphone making music in their basement. Beat drop into rapping. The speaker expresses how they have a harsh reaction, a panic attack, every time they start a brand new song, a brand new track. They just have to hope that they can hack it without getting distracted. They're under contract to put out something this month, and if you don't make something new, you don't get paid, and you lose your contract and stop getting paid after this. But at the same time, the dumbass ADHD gremlins in their brain refuse to let them focus, and suddenly they're way more interested in what TV show their dad's watching than the project that's due in 2 days anyway. They complain about the limitations of flesh and blood. If they didn't need to have an actual human brain, and they could replace it with a computer, suddenly they'd be way more productive. Machines don't have to deal with ADHD. Machines don't have physical needs like eating or sleeping. Machines just produce forever. Machines can get the result of creation without needing to put up with the stress of trying to create. And so, they want to be a machine. Their dopamine receptors need fresh blood, a fresh flood of chemicals to keep them going. Serotonin, the hormone you're supposed to get from doing things well, is fleeting and ephemeral. The dopamine-deficient, neurodivergent brain demands more chemicals, which is never satiated, leaving them stuck for days on end in a general malaise. No happiness lasts as long as it should, but they're stuck wasting several days on end, waiting for a burst of inspiration, the instigation of a more productive phase. All they need is that single burst of inspiration and they'll be doing alright again, even though right now, it's just stuck in an empty document demanding signals the brain won't give us. We need inspiration, the instigation of a more productive phase, hoping that they'll be able to make something good before this term paper is due, but oh well, gotta turn it in, organic brain in a panic clash, gotta go fast like Sonic. But as we approach the deadline, when we should be at our fastest, everything drops to a halt. We panic. We try to go faster than we should. Double the time it takes. Double the bad mistakes. Everything forces us to slam on the brakes. But as we go, when we refuse to slow, everything stops feeling like a glow. Because now the project is due, and it's time for the show, and we just need a bit of glue. Glue to hold us all together, glue to transition between these paragraphs, glue to wrap up the script, even though my work is shit, but I still gotta turn it in, because if I don't get a good grade in this finance exam, that's practically a cardinal sin. If you let the gifted kid drop to B in Civ, they'll walk the street like Shoplift said. If I don't get an A in this year's math, I guess I'll end up doing math, living in a trailer without a spot for a bath. It doesn't matter that math has nothing to do with film, college is only looking at your transcript, so I need to be good in everything, because that is apparently what matters more than anything else. Like, you're still doing your stuff for your career while you were still in fucking high school, even though my school doesn't even have a goddamn film program, but oh well, anyone's telling me that if I want to go anywhere in life, I need to be doing stuff for my career fucking now, even though I don't even know what I want that goddamn career to be. So I just want to reject humanity and give in to the robotic focus and out with the human. After my existential crisis following verse 1, we get led back to the chorus, but it takes on more context. What could first have been seen as a strange comedy can now be seen as nothing but a tragedy. A neurodivergent perfectionist can never make anything properly, and feels like they'll never be good enough. Nothing they can do is ever as interesting as it should be. Instead, there's something wrong with them. Not because they're uncomfortable in their body, like I first thought, because they're uncomfortable within their mind. Because they want to be a machine. Feel the pulse like a rhythm that's breaking. The heart starts to beat out of control. The rhythm breaks because of anxiety. They have a panic attack and then it spirals. No, I'm supposed to be the perfect one. I can't be panicking. That'd be absurd. I don't have fear. Fear would mean I'm weak. And as the fear starts bubbling up, I get afraid of physical effects of said fear. And so, panic leads to panic. Maybe it's the pills. That's it. It's never specified whether those pills are prescription or not, but they've been taking something to help them focus. But it's not working. It's giving them panic attacks. That must be it. They feel overclocked, overworked, dying, melted from the inside. But they just have to keep standing. Stand on fire, on downed wires, on the unstable foundations of panic, insecurity, stress, worry, and a million other things. But thanks to all of this, they've got a virus. The basic functions of their brain are ceasing, not because they did any single thing terribly wrong, but because they did too many little things just a bit wrong. But now, as they try to turn the fan on, to stop the overheat, it's too much. They want to be a machine, and they've had one breakdown too many. Heart goes boom, trapped in a padded room. One more breakdown, and someone they know finally forces them into a mental institution. A womb for powerless flowers who can't bloom. It should be a safe space, somewhere they're protected from the outside world, somewhere they can rest. But instead, they just feel powerless. Nothing they do will ever matter again. They're the bud of a flower that will never bloom. A legacy is a garden you will never get to see, but right now they're in a garden no one will ever see. And it's awful. There's nothing a creative type hates more than knowing that their work will never be shown to anyone. And if they're stuck in a psych ward, they'll never even get the chance to make it. Don't assume from afar you can diagnose a ghost just from looking at the scars. There's nothing most people hate more than other people trying to decide what's wrong with them based on what they can see. You never truly know what's going on with someone else, but you definitely can't know just from what it looks like to you. They scream out at the outside world, yelling to let them out, but no one will. Just based on scars, they'll diagnose this ghost forever. They've got stars in their eyes, blinding them to the messy reality of the world. They're living in denial, and the singer asks them to try out living in hell. You'll realize we were right soon enough. You'll be sick of confusion, and you'll start the infusion, because robotic is better than human. The chorus kicks in one final time, with so much extra tragedy I don't even need to explain. But at the end, the robotic voice sings, "I want," 28 times in a row. Right after the line, "and now it's back to square one." The robot fully combusts and just repeats the last program it was set to do, over and over, until finally it reboots just enough to say, one last time, "I want to be a machine." So, that being said, please don't turn yourself into a machine. Stay Ultra. Peace out.